that's special. The organization, as far as without these players, not just them, without our players, there's no dream that we have that me and you are talking right now. I treat them like gold because what they're doing is there you go. It's the medicine game. It gets me amped up. I'm choking up just talking with you because I'm so fired up. As far as playing for each other, the guys, just the guys on the team, knowing that you can play for the guy that's to the left, to the right of me. Knowing that one of our major leaders, Brandon Davis, my man's down. He played to the very end. Brandon Davis. The plays injured and basically plays injured the entire season. Not letting anybody know until you can't play no more concept. It's just the heartfelt dedication to all these guys. Is I'm going to give everything I can because they give everything they can. So
I've there's a player on your team who has played professional and who has said this is as close as you're going to get to playing professional without making it to the NLL, and that means a lot to them. And like you said, it's provided a lot of us with the opportunity to do what we're doing now.
absolutely. Again, it's part of the dream, and I can't thank the guys enough. Again, the coaches, the behind the scenes. How about the volunteers that helped out with everything?
From the
I
scorekeepers to the people out there
the
selling T-shirts for you,
scorekeepers.
your family, your
Yeah,
wife, they're all everybody's
yeah.
in. It's a big.
Everybody's in.
Very.
Wives,
It's
wives,
infectious.
kids. As far as just the whole. Yeah, again, it goes back to the community beach. In March, we were doing a parade in the downtown Utica, right down Genesee Street, and it was a snowstorm, and people are out there cheering us on. Utica, yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
That's I what I love to see. Can you imagine? I've had the luxury of having that last year and this year of nearly 400 to 500 fans in there inside the arena. Can you imagine? And that's my dream. I want them to come in and watch these guys perform in a incredible arena, do an incredible, a game that they play. It's medicine. It's true medicine. As far as the it takes me speechless sometimes, man.
Well,
That's
you
just it's what they do. What they do. I wish I could still do on. I didn't get playing box lacrosse until 2 years ago, and I'm a goalie because I'm fat, old, and I can't move. Well, if this is my part of being part of box lacrosse, and this is what I got to do, I'm all for it. I love it. The people that I've met, the people that have it's brought back to my life, the people that the future is going to bring. Hopefully, what it can do to the downtown surrounding area of Utica. I'm hoping that we can transform and put it on the market as Box Lacrosse USA. I mean, you've seen the facility that's being built,
it's
and
yeah.
wow,
Stars
wow.
definitely have seemed to align on that. I mean,
How can you not want to watch what we're doing? What the players are doing on the field is, it's medicine. It puts a smile on your face. I mean, as far as the acrobatics, they're flying across the floor, literally flying across the floor. And what other game do you see doing that? Not many.
no.
They'll pick it apart. Neil Paulus. What more can I say to about Neil Paulus that any box lacrosse player doesn't know? If you don't know Neil Paulus right now, it's probably because you don't know box lacrosse or much of it, and you're just starting to learn. But he's a Hall of Famer. He's a captain of the Utica Yeti. Wears number 8. He was over in Europe for a couple, I believe, a month this year, helping Team Switzerland. And I apologize if our Sweden. Switzerland. I think Switzerland uh, with their world team. Uh, what he's taught our players. You're taking a bunch of field lacrosse players and making them box lacrosse players over the course of last year and this year, and just the whole context, whether it's, setting the pick, whether it's rolling off inside roll, and whether it's behind the back pass, and when to do it, when not to do it, why did, the head nod, you get a head nod from Neil, you better be breaking through, because he's looking for you. Little things like that are some things that, normal players, they'll never have an opportunity to play with somebody that is so fine tuned, so precise.
I mean, you've got a
Our
lot of
oldest
knowledge between having
oldest player on the field, and is still running with the young dogs. And what an incredible opportunity for our younger players to play with him. Cook, 6'5", 200 and we'll give him. We'll go out light on him. We're gonna give Cookie 6'5", 270. We'll go nice. He's 270 on a good day, and just a force. As far as
super
his
super soft
background,
hands.
oh my goodness, 6'5", where that shot comes from, it's in it's on outer space, and then all of a sudden it's slinging down. You don't know. All of a sudden the cannon shot 3 times at you, and if you're the goalie and you think he's ready to shoot fourth, and he's got that fake shot that puts it right to Neil or somebody else on the backside corner, and they're quick sticking it, quick as quick can be. Tyler Hill, 4x Hill lacrosse. 4x Hill lacrosse. Wow. He's put dance moves back into the game that I haven't seen in many years. He's making moves and as smooth as glass right now. He's seeing the field. He's hitting the corners. He's making the passes. A chemistry with those guys on there on the field at the same time, with a Blaine Stotler and Nick Suits and a Nick Kiefer. It takes their game to a whole different game for the fact that they need to keep an eye on those 3 guys. Throw in there Ray Lewis. I call him Ray sometimes, and his name is Ryan Lewis, but I call him Ray Lewis just because it's stuck in my head now. But he's Ray Lewis of what he's brought to the defense this year and offense, the tranny position, where he's able to lead the offensive threat, but he's back there hammering down and making sure that the defense knows where everybody needs to be, and don't mess with them or anybody on the team, because he's the first.
Get goals from everywhere.
Yeah, yeah, just an enforcer on the field. He's the Ray Lewis. He's the middle linebacker that maybe we didn't have last year. I mean, I am thrilled. You don't understand. What did you just do right there? You just told me great news. That is news that I was hoping for. I'm not against the Mustangs. Thank you, Mustangs, for giving them a good game. I watched a little of the highlights, but I can't wait to show the rest of the world once the Collar City and the Yeti get back on the field exactly what the Yeti are compared to the Collar City. Yeah, there's rivalry. Oh baby, I love rivalry, and not for nothing. This is it. This is called the dream matchups. Yeah, yeah. I hope they match us up. Please edit it, whatever you got. But I hope they match us up first, because I'll tell you one thing: Collar City loved Justin McKee, great kid. But as far as we're coming, and I'm so happy they are there. Oh, I'm so happy they're there. The boys will be. And not to say we'll have anybody circled, but that game will be circled. Well, there's no question about that. That's who's the best team in New York State right there. It's going to be a good game. It is not. It is not. I think we lost by one. It wasn't deemed a scrimmage. Deemed a scrimmage because of all scenarios around, which definitely affects the outcome. I'm biased. It's I wish I was there. I had obligations that I had to go to, but as far as that one will be circled. There's no question. We're definitely getting better and better and better. Ryan Lewis. There you go, Ryan Lewis. As far as Charlie Risacci, Tommy Coran, there's Peter Leota. A lot of these guys, even the defensive, brought an offensive threat to it. There's a time to push it and a time to hang back. And they're learning with guys from like Neil Paulus, with Ryan Lewis, when to push it, when to pull back. You got to pull it out, get your guys on, know the know who needs to be on the field at the proper time. Is it a time to take a shot or pull it out? Take the shot. What a shot that was with 0.9 seconds left, and it goes in right before halftime against the Eels. I mean, Peter Leota just takes it to a whole. That was a game, but that, you talk about a spark. That's a kid that I'm watching it. He's probably maybe one of the smallest guys on the court or on the field, and to watch a kid that stature play the way he plays, wow, wow. And he's just learning the game. It's I can't wait to watch a kid like that in 4 years, once he understands the whole, the whole game. A great, intelligent kid, and has soaked in so much. And now it's not just raw, pure athletic ability. He understands the game a little bit. He understands when to, talk some smack. He understands when to walk away. He understands when he is needed to let the cannon fly. And game scenarios. Boom. 0.1 seconds left, and we tie it up going into overtime. Woohoo! What a great shot that was off the Team USA goalie. I don't know. Makes great sense to me. Why are we doing what we're doing? Right there, one of those kids. That's where the transition. They've stepped up. Lack of penalties. I'd be willing to say we may have led the league in penalties this year. I'd be willing to say. I'd be willing to. I'll go on record. Maybe I shouldn't, but I'll go on record and say I probably have one of the leading scorers in the league, who's also probably the leading penalty guy in Nick Suits. As far as, but again, going back to the last game, Nick Suits, not a penalty. All of a sudden you're going from being the officials are watching you to, okay, he played a great game. Why did we get where we are? Because they stepped up and played as a team. They got the loosies. They got the shots on goal instead of hitting the backside. They got clock's running down, instead of taking a shot just to shoot. They'd roll it into the corner instead of having the fast break. First period, there's a great example. We got fast broke like what? They were winning 4-0, and it was all fast break goals.
1-0.
All fast break goals.
One
on 1-0, 2-0.
Save Sullivan.
All of a sudden, coaches made the changes, and all of a sudden, our trainee guys, we started slowing that down, and that makes a huge difference. Tony Sorcy from his background. He's from Massachusetts. Went to school up in Massachusetts. Division III kid who played football and lacrosse, and had a great passion for lacrosse after his college days. He played Division III ball. Was asked if he wanted to play box lacrosse, got into box lacrosse, went up to, I believe it was St. Catharines, and was playing with them. Got an invite with the Bandits, played on the Bandits team. I believe it was back in 2008, 2009. From the playing days, he was the head coach up at the Voyagers, the Vermont Voyagers. Back in their time when he was coaching them, they scrimmaged Team USA. They beat Team USA. He was one of I believe, the head coach of that team. They've been to Laxnay several times. From there, he went on to a short hiatus of coaching because of life. Everybody experiences at some point, got to figure out what we're doing in life, and started his own business, got into a barber shop. He just opened up his own barber shop down in Ithaca, LO. Anybody who wants to get a great haircut, man can cut hair. You should have seen. I've got some bushes that he's cut, and then it's pretty surprising that clippers will cut it. As far as from there, last year I contacted him, and he said, "I got to get back to you, coach. I got a couple other teams that are interested in talking to me and have expressed interest." I said, "No problem." About a week later, he called me back up and said, "Coach, I want to be a Yeti." And I said, "Coach, I want you to be a Yeti too." And from there, we got talking, and he's like, "Listen, I know a guy up in the Utica area that he coached with me. He's from the area, works on a farm, this and that, blah, blah, blah." And it wasn't everything he was saying. I'm trying to figure out who it was. Had no clue. And next thing I know, I'm getting a call from Johnny Lehman that says, "Hey, coach, guess who just called me?" And I said, "I had not a clue." He's like, "Tony Sorsey." I said, "Really? How do you know Tony Sorsey?" He's like, "Me and Tony coached together up in Vermont." I'm like, "Get out of here!" So he's like, "I want to be a Yeti too." And I'm like, "Absolutely." Johnny grew up in Clinton, and he was part of our Tri-City youth program. And through the years, he went to Utica College, played in our men's league and stuff like that. So I've known Johnny for, I don't know, 15, 20 years. And actually, I recruited him when I was he graduated in, or was being recruited about the same time he was at MV Beecher. And he was one of the recruits that I had talked to, but he opted to go to Utica College. Great move in regards to for his future. But he said, "I'm in." And from there, we got together and we started a coaching tandem that I'm no Jerry Jones. I'll tell you that much. The process is what these two guys have put in place. I've been coaching 35 years. I'm learning day by day box lacrosse, but I know lacrosse and I know how to do what I want to do, and I want to do what I'm doing. I let them do what they do. They know box lacrosse. Great coaches, put together game plans, put together a process that trust the process, man. It's worked. It really has. Believe in it, and stand by your teammates. And look what I mean. It all goes hand in hand. It all goes hand in hand in regards to from the very first time last year to the very first time this year that our teams have gotten together. Tony and Johnny have created a bond where it's a family. It's not just a team. Teams come together. These guys are over in Prague together now. I mean, that's some of these things that have just gone full circle. The full circles. I'm talking to Greg Beach on a computer right now. Full circle. 20 years later, full circles. It's pretty special what the game of lacrosse has done for a lot of us. That's for sure. But getting back to it, the coaches, Johnny and Tony and Johnny, they are, they're great men as far as that goes. Fathers, the dedication that they put in. They got 40-hour jobs, they got wives, they got kids. But yet it's a special family thing, man. I mean, full circle. Who's running around in a Yeti outfit, huh? I got some photos that are special as special can be. That's it's cool. It's a medicine game, no question. Yeah, I mean, again, photographers. Yourself. What we're doing worldwide, but Murph. Again, I can't say enough for what Murph's photos have done for the game of lacrosse, for that matter. As far as Bob's commentary, Andy Farrell helping out with the time clocks, Molly Leary with the statistician, and I apologize. Our trainer Justin, there's it's a Polish name and I can't say it because I get tongue twisted. So as far as Justin, our trainer, there's a kid that he's there. The guys are looking for him. All of a sudden, boom, he's there. What a great kid. Great fan. As far as Alicia Dix, the timekeepers, the statisticians, the family members, it's there's not enough thank yous to go around, to everybody to say what it's been for this ride this year. And the sad part of it is not that it comes to an end, but there is an end to the season, and we're nearing that end, but we're also knowing that this is what the part of the end we wanted to come to. And we got to the dance. We asked ourselves at the beginning of the season what we wanted to do. We wanted to beat the Eels. We beat the Eels. We wanted to win a division championship. We won the division championship. We won a national championship. You want to know what? We're on our way. If we can do what we have set our minds to, good things will happen. We're definitely looking forward to all the competition. Collar City, Wheat Kings, off the top of my, all of them. The Northman, the main Northman. There's a guy, Kyle Baker. He played with Tri City up in Lake Placid, and he's running a great facility up in Maine. The competition that's going down to Columbus, Ohio, is going to be you want to talk semi-professional? NABLL. This is going to be the. You want to talk about top dogs? You're going to have some great competition going down for who's going to be the inaugural. Everybody wants to be the first. I want to be the first. I want the Utica Yeti to be the first. They put the effort in. They put the work in. They've got the dedication. We got the drive. We want it. We're coming to Columbus. Mark the date. The date's 22nd, or excuse me, 23rd, 24th, 25th of September. Utica Yeti will be in Columbus, Ohio. Keep your eyes open because we do exist. Eels, for the most part, are also a. They got 3 years under their belt. They were in the IBLA 1 year before we started, if I'm not mistaken. No, they weren't. No, they weren't. Take that all back. They were not in the IBLA. IBLA didn't exist in the Empire area 2 years ago. There was interest, but anyhow, they were a new formed team. But once again, being based in Syracuse, and they were going to be playing on the at the Onondaga Nation arena last year, but because of the COVID and everything and restrictions, they weren't able to. So they played at Barnett Park, which was, I guess it's okay. It was a great facility for what it was needed. They definitely stepped up and had a beautiful home facility, as does the Oswego Riverhawks Crisafulli Field or Arena. They were top notch. I'll put the odd up against any one of them, though. Woo! It was, and that air horn. That air horn lets you know that you just got scored on. It's awesome stuff. I love that air horn. You know, I'm not going to mention blue turf, but blue turf as far as but the fans. There you go. Back to community again. The fans, man. Uh, Wait till you see how many fans, Yeti fans, are in Columbus, Ohio. I'd be willing to bet. I'd be willing to go on record that the Utica Yeti fans will have more than any other fans there. Well, and that's that's just views. You go into the odd. That's a what 5,000, 3,540 seat capacity. And you get almost 500. It's intimidating still, but when you get 500, nearing 500 fans in there, and most of them are Yeti fans, and they're letting it be known, and they get behind the support. Again, is incredible. How many Yeti fans compared to Eels fans last week? It was like a Yeti home game. It was, I was down in the locker room with Sully and with Aaron Coleman, stitching him up and everything, and getting Sully undressed because he pulled his hamstring. He couldn't bend over to undo his his leg pads, and they're wrapped up and stuff. And I'd hear the horn go, they scored. But then I hear when we scored, just the eruption of fans was awesome. It definitely helped the mood in the locker room. That's for sure, because we had a couple busted up guys that were wanting to get back out there, and it kept them fired up. That's for sure. Cold, 10 saves, 10 saves. He had 10 saves on the book in the fourth quarter. He got his first two shots. They went in. Cold, and then all of a sudden, my man said, "Hello." Well, leading into that, Sully had 30 saves in the first three periods. They were getting their shots on, and the keepers were wow, wow. They stood on their heads. 68, if I'm not mistaken, 68 shots taken by us.
4. Yo! Nice save by Dempsey.
Dempsey, yeah, yeah. It was anybody that can watch it, if they hear this, I hope people keep going and watch the game, because it was a great game. It was a great game from the opening faceoffs, to the very end. 3 minutes left is, I think, when it started going in our favor and everything, in regards to just the clock running, keeping the clock running, and we won. I'm fired up. Wow, what a game! It's fun. It's fun, right? That's great stuff right there. The Bears came up. They were, that was a great weekend. That was a great weekend, and we're definitely going to go bigger than what we did last year. More teams. They want to come back up. More teams are going to want to play. Especially in the new arena. We could get possibly multiple fields going. We don't know. That's why we do what we do. Let's. I'm Joe Schmo. Who am I in the world of lacrosse? I'm Paul Noecker from Lee, New York. How you doing? We've got it. We got the engine fired up. We got the wheels are rolling, and we got a youth program that is in the Laxney. If you just from being a hockey area, these kids are not going to like it. The teams that are entered into the Laxney that are based out of Onondaga, I think there's probably four or five of them are Onondaga-based teams, and you know, from what's that from? That's from a youth program going. These guys have played. How many hundreds of kids have come through the Onondaga program? Thousands. I'm sure thousands of kids have come through the Onondaga program, and now they're still able to still play the game. That's the fun part. That's watching the growth. Hopefully, that's that's part of the dream, man. That's all part of the dream. Living it, living it, living it. Peace, brother. Thank you for everything. And do me a favor, keep me posted. We got a lot of work to do between now and then.